Welcome A-Team, your instructor David here, bringing you another installment of our HIIT Strength and Sprint series. Today's run is a 20-minute run called ladder drills. I'm going to break the run down into 3 different segments. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but before we get started, I want to make sure that you've got a little warm-up, so warm up however you see fit and double check your shoes, make sure they are double knotted. In today's run, we will have 3 segments. Segment number 1, we're going to do a 30-second interval, a 60, and then a 90. After that, we'll take it to segment number 2. We'll do a 90-second interval, 60, and a 30. And the good news is, in your very last segment of this class, all your intervals will be 30 seconds long. Now, I do want to set up what I've got going on in the run. I've got your fastest pace that you can run for 1 minute straight. I want you to think about this number. If you've run with me before, you kind of have an idea what that is. If not, and you're a newer runner, I want you to pick a pace, maybe 7 or 8 miles per hour. If you're an experienced runner or you're feeling really energetic today, maybe 9 miles per hour or more. Now, I'm not going to make you run at that pace this entire run, but we're basing your intervals off of that. So for me, the fastest I can run for 1 minute straight today, I'm going to use 9 miles per hour. I am going to start your first interval. It's going to be 30 seconds on with 2% incline and 1.5 miles below your fastest. Do a little bit of math in your head. Figure out what that number is that's 1.5 below your fastest. For me, if I'm at 9, I'm going to start my run at 7.5 miles per hour. Now, we are starting at 2% incline, so go ahead and add 2% incline on right here. I want to get us started so we can finish on time as well. You're at 2% incline. With your 2% incline, 1.5 miles per hour below your fastest. We're gonna go 30 seconds on and then a 1 minute recovery right after that. Let's do our first one here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5 miles per hour below your fastest. Let's pick up our pace right here. I want you to figure out your own pacing. It's a quick 30-second interval. I'm really not going to talk too much about our form in this first one. It's kind of just you revving your engine, letting your body get into autopilot a little bit. Stay here for another 10 seconds. We'll take it down to a recovery. Nice, simple recovery right off the bat. We like that, but we know this is going to be a slow build. Intervals will get harder. Give me 3, 2, 1. Speed comes down. You can keep your incline where it is. We're actually going to build on top of the incline for the next interval. So I'm walking it out for my recoveries. In your recovery pace, I do want you to think maybe 50% of the fastest you can go for 1 minute straight for your recovery pace. If you feel like you cannot get your heart rate down at that pace, go a little bit lower. Now, next interval is twice as long. Incline is twice as high, but we're gonna go a little bit slower than last time. You're gonna be at 4% incline. Let's go there right now. Intensity on this next one might be a 6 out of 10 for the maximum that you can do. And I'm gonna ask you to go 0.5 slower than what you had last time. So this, for me, is 2 miles per hour below my fastest. I'm gonna be at 7. Last interval, I was at 7.5. We're gonna go a little faster in 3, 2, 1. Let's go right here. So pick up your pace. This is where I wanna talk about our form. I usually start from the crown of our head and work our way down. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just give me a little lean forward. Slight tuck of your chin. Take the tension out of your forehead, out of your jaw. Maybe bring awareness to your breath. Slightly longer inhale than what's naturally occurring. Exhale is just happening, right? Shake the tension out of your hands. And you want your elbows to track by your side. Sometimes when I run, I had a little bit of a rotation. Like not only was my elbow going back, but my shoulders pulling back just a little bit. Let's stay right here for 15 seconds. And the really good news is I'm gonna give you a full 90-second recovery. I know it seems like a lot at the beginning of the run. You're gonna want this right now. Let's recover in 3, 2, 1. You can walk it out, you can jog it out. Because the recovery's a little bit longer here at the beginning of the run, this is a great time to kind of check in, see what you can do about getting your heart rate down. Incline staying where it is for this one. Take a moment right here. Well, incline's staying where it is for the recovery, I'll say that. The next interval coming up, you still have about a minute here to get your heart rate down. We'll be at 6% incline. We're gonna go slower. It's gonna be one of your longest intervals today. It'll be a full 90 seconds. And then I'm gonna give you a big 2-minute recovery after this one. Take a second right here. Roll out shoulders if you're still feeling a little stiff, a little tight. We wanna learn how to move a little more efficiently as we run. Let go of some of that tension in our body. Just bring mental awareness to say, hey, where's my tension? Is it in my legs, my hips, my chest, my forehead, my brow? We don't want it up here. Botox is really expensive, so let's not furrow our brow, right? All right, next interval's coming at us in 15 seconds. Let's get our incline set. It's gonna be 6%, so go there now. In 10.5, slower than last time. So this is gonna be 2 miles per hour below your fastest. Let's get ready. Big inhale. We're taking off in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pick up your pace right here. All right, 90 seconds on, and I think I misspoke on the pace. It's actually 2.5 miles per hour below your fastest. So find that right here. One of your longest intervals, 90 seconds on the clock. Reset. Kind of wiggle your shoulders away from your ears. And because you're gonna be here for a moment, bring awareness back to breath. Specifically, inhale. I want you to see if you can inhale through your nose. Let it feel almost like a little bit of a snore. And then just let the exhale happen. Maybe through the mouth. Nice, halfway through. You've got 40 seconds on the clock. And a big, big, big recovery coming at us. That's it. So when we start to work a little bit harder, your pace is slower than before, but it's like that nice steady pace that we can handle for a while. Stay here for 10. Big, big, big recovery in 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's recover. Take it down to a nice walk or jog. We're gonna take 2 minutes. This is a great time. If you wanna split this recovery, you can take half of it really slow and the second half maybe a little bit quicker. Whew. Nice job. All right. So here's where we're going. On this next one, we're going back to a 90-second interval. Incline is gonna pop down a little bit, but instead of subtracting speed like what we've been doing, we're gonna add a little bit of speed on this next one. I'm still giving you about another minute in this recovery. If you wanna go faster, this is the time. Let's drop our incline down to 4% if you're not already there. So see if you can get the heart rate down. Longer inhale, longer exhale. I consider that first part, what we just did, 30-second interval, 60, and then 90, to be your first little segment. This next segment, 90-second interval, 60, and then a 30. This is gonna be your last time for 90 seconds. You're already at 4% incline. In about 20, we're gonna take off. You're gonna add 0.5 to your last speed. So that's 2 miles per hour below your fastest. For me, again, my fastest is 9, I'll be at 7. Intensity should be maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. Let's take it here in 3, 2, 1. 2 below your fastest, right here. Good. Last 90-second intervals. These feel really challenging for us to go anything over a minute if you're used to 1-minute intervals. I love this angle that I can see right here for myself. I want you to pay attention to your toes for a second. So maybe look down, make sure your toes are pointed straight on. Depending on your hip flexion, you might have externally rotated hips where your hips go out and your toes point out, or internally. I have almost internally rotated hips myself, so I have to pay attention not to be pigeon toes as I run. Good, 45 seconds left. Paying attention now, not only to the way our toes are pointed, but how you're landing on the treadmill belt. We never want to like stomp into the belt. We want to land nice and smoothly, being kind to our joints, our knees, our hips. You got about 20 seconds here and a big 90-second recovery. Let's earn it. This is where the sweat comes. Stay for 10. Wait for me to count you all the way down. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow it down. 90 seconds on the clock. Whew. So I usually say this in my runs, but if you're working to learn how to do distance running, I want you to bring a little bit more awareness to your recovery paces. If you can amp up your recovery and still get your heart rate down. So let's say right now I'm walking about 3 miles per hour. If I really wanted to work on my recovery pace or my distance running, I'm gonna challenge my recovery. So maybe I'd add 0.5, maybe I go all the way up to 4.5 on my recovery, which would be 50% of the fastest I can go for 1 minute straight. If you can hit 50% of your fastest for your recovery pace, you're in a really good spot to be there for a distance run. All right. You have 30 seconds, and then we'll get into a 60-second interval. The good news on this one is this is your last interval that is longer than 1 minute, or that's 1 minute long. Everything after this will be a full 30 seconds. Let's get ready. 2% incline. If you're not there, go there now. We're adding 0.5 on our speed. So this one's gonna take you 1.5 below your fastest. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Pick up your pace. Go. So again, 1.5 below. For me, I'm at 7.5. Join me for your last 60-second interval. Good, I want you to see if maybe you can get a longer stride, little bounce in your step on this one. Maybe you're pushing away from the console in front of you so you can relax your shoulders down. Focus on the rotation of your elbows. Shoulders pull back towards the wall behind you. Last 20. Nice, you should be finding your stride right now. Stay for 10. You're getting a 1 minute recovery after this. 5, 4, 3, 2, recover, recover. Nice and slow. Good. So if you followed that pattern, segment 1, 30 seconds. Then we did a 60-second interval, then a 90. Segment 2, you did a 90, a 60, and a 30. In this last segment, we're gonna have 4 30-second intervals, 1 minute recoveries in between each one, and you can go as slow as you need to in the recovery. I want these last intervals to be sprints. We'll do that little ladder build as well, starting at 2% incline. We'll get there in just a little bit though. I totally almost skipped this last interval of this segment. Let's do this one first. I'll give you a 2 minute recovery after this. In about 10, you're just adding 0.5 to your last speed. 1 mile per hour below your fastest, no incline. Let's do this 30 seconds on and a big recovery in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1 below your fastest, right here. Just a quick 30 seconds. Knowing that you have 2 minutes Right after this, that's your chance right here to let loose. Also knowing the incline's down to 0 right now, which we really haven't been there yet today. Since you're there, give me that stride. Give me the bounce. You've got 4, 3, 2-minute recovery. Slow it down. Here's my challenge. Let's walk it out for this first minute of the recovery. In the second minute, if you haven't tried it already, you're gonna try 50% of your fastest for your recovery pace. Whew. Let's take a second. We don't need to worry about that too much just yet. If you feel comfortable at this pace, it's a great spot for some shoulder circles to come back to your breath. All right, I was getting a little bit ahead of myself earlier, but this is where we're gonna get into your last 4 30-second intervals. If you add all of those up, that's 2 minutes of work with plenty of breaks in between. This is gonna be completely manageable. So for me today, I've been running a lot all day. I've had a hard week of intense training. So I'm gonna keep my recovery slow, but I'm gonna challenge myself right now. We're 1 minute into this recovery pace. I'm gonna get closer to 50% of my fastest, which that would normally be 4.5. Today, I know I need to pull back a little bit, so I'm going to 4. You're still in a recovery for 45 seconds. And we're gonna get ready for these last few intervals. So here's the plan for these 30-second intervals. We'll go 2% incline for the first one. We'll go up to 4. That's gonna be the highest we'll go. We're gonna drop it back down to 2, and then the last interval will go down to 0 incline. Each one of those 30-second intervals, we will be adding a little bit of speed. So first one, 2% incline. Go there now if you're not there already. In about 10 seconds, we're going 1 mile per hour below your fastest. This is the same speed where you ended the last interval. Let's try it here in 3, 2, 1 below your fastest. Hit it right now. Quick 30 seconds. Nice job. You're at that 2% incline. That's the only difference than the last time we were here. See if you can notice it. Maybe you don't notice it at all. If that's the case, when you're normally doing your own runs, if you're not following along with us, challenge yourself with 1-2% incline. Not gonna hurt too much. You've got 3, 2, 1, recover, 1 minute. There we go. All right, we're gonna hit 3 more of these. Always a 1 minute recovery in between. If you're challenging yourself, you're gonna challenge yourself on the recovery paces. Next interval is 4% incline. Let's go there now. Left hand side, 4%, add it, let the treadmill set. Take a moment of silence. Just reflect on how you're gonna feel after this. You're gonna feel accomplished. You're gonna get that strength of mind. You're gonna build that endurance. You're gonna feel maybe a little bit more awake if it's the beginning of your day, or maybe you're just gonna sleep a little bit better if it's towards the end. Let's do this next interval, adding 0.5 to your speed. So you're 0.5 below your fastest in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. 30 seconds on, incline is 2% higher, so you're at 4, and you're 0.5 faster than last time. I feel like that's a fair trade-off for doing these short 30-second intervals. This is just challenge yourself with the speed and a little bit of incline. We're staying here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Recover. Good job. All right. 2 more on the books, and we'll be done. This next one, 2% incline. Just go there now. Good. Because incline came down, it's gonna feel better to go faster on our pace. I'm gonna ask 2% incline, the fastest you think you can go for 1 minute straight. That 1 minute straight is also kind of like, think about this. It's a flat 0 incline all-out sprint. By the end of it, you're absolutely huffing and puffing. You got about 15 seconds before we try this. I'm only asking for 30 seconds of it. So midway through, heart rate's definitely elevated. This might be a 9 or 10 out of 10 for intensity. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. The fastest you can go for 1 minute straight, 2% incline. Sprint, friends. You're already halfway through. You can do this. This is your last interval with incline for this run. We like that. You've got your last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Recover. Slow down. Good. You can go ahead and take incline down to 0. Get yourself set for your last interval. So 30-second sprint to our finish line is coming up. I want you to imagine you're in a race. You see a couple people in front of you, and you've got that adrenaline going. You've been running for almost 20 minutes here. You're kind of pumped, heart rate's flowing, blood's going, and you've caught your second wind. In 30 seconds, we'll take off. I am asking you to try to go past your fastest. I'm asking for 0.5 past the fastest you can go for 1 minute straight. And we're just holding it for 30 seconds. Incline's already at 0. Check in with yourself. You got like 10 seconds to take a few deep inhales, amp yourself up, get ready to sprint to your finish line in 4, 3, 2, all out sprint. Can you go faster than your fastest for 1 minute straight? For me, I'm gonna try 9.5. Get it. Come on, A-team, stay with me. Final 15. Just 10, you got it. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can slow it down or stop your treadmill. We officially made it. I want to thank you again for joining me on this 20-minute run. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks.